Hello, everybody. I'm John,
I'm Justin.
and we're the Gore Goblins.
Oh, finally back.
Yeah,
What's
after like 3 weeks.
2 weeks, 3
This
weeks.
is a show where we talk about stuff, movies we like,
Some we don't.
and some that we're just talking
Tired of
about to
seeing.
get done with this shit, so we can move on to Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about today. This is the rest of the Grudge films. I'm not even gonna fucking title this anything special. It's just gonna be the rest of the Grudge movies.
Yeah, you know what we've been talking about.
Oh my god. Okay, so we're gonna go over 5 movies.
5.
We got Ju-on White Ghost, Ju-on Black Ghost.
That's racist.
Ju-on stop. Ju-on Ju-on the End of the Beginning, and Ju-on the Final Curse. A better joke, Justin, would have been, why does it have to be black? That's all you had to say. That's all you had to say. I'll accept it though. And then The Grudge 2020, which we just watched. Oh
I
my
had to
God.
watch it a second time.
All right. Well, let's listen. Let's do some. You know what? Before we talk about this fucking nightmare, let's do some cleanup here. First of all, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 came out. Very good. Highly recommended. It's got some horror aspects to it because it's James Gunn. He never escaped his trauma roots. You know how it is. It's pretty good though. It's very sad. But it was good. I liked it a lot. I feel like each Guardians movie was better than the last one, and I think that holds true here.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 hurt me because of my daddy issues, and then Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 hurt me because,
You
I
love
like
animals.
animals. I like animals, so,
But that doesn't warrant the movie needing a warning at the beginning of it.
Okay, listen, buddy. Maybe it does.
don't
Maybe. But at the same time, if you watch the trailers, you know.
I mean, if parents really cared, then they would actually look at the rating and see what it's
Yeah.
rated for. Like,
Oh, it's parents complaining about it?
Yes.
Oh, it's like with Deadpool again. Okay.
and then they're like, "Oh my God, Chris Pratt said fuck."
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he does, and it's so good. It's finally.
It's like he improv that line. It wasn't written in there.
It was very
so
good. Just open the fucking door. Yeah, it's very good. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. I liked it a lot. Everybody's performances were great. You could tell James Gunn really loves the characters, so that's nice. Yeah, it was really good. If they make another one, cool. If they don't, I'm fine with it. This is a good stopping point for Guardians.
It was funny though, when I in the theater, when they played the trailer for the Marvels, you could hear a groaning echo of people in the audience.
Yeah, people. I think people are just tired of the MCU.
I mean, it does kind of look like shit.
I mean,
I'm still gonna watch it. Just
yeah. I mean, it looks like it's gonna be fine. It's just because people don't like Captain Marvel for some reason.
that movie was fine. Like
That's what I'm saying. But people are like,
it
oh,
wasn't-
women.
It
and
wasn't
then they get mad.
outstanding, and it wasn't boring. It was just okay.
And people also don't like that everybody shit on Brie Larson and then she shit on them back, and they got upset about it for some reason. Like they didn't.
Like, how dare you
send her
say
death
something
threats.
because I said something to you?
Like exactly, and it's that. And so people are like, "Oh, Brie Larson's a bitch," and I'm like, "No, y'all told her that she should die." I don't know, what did you expect her to do, brother? I don't know, I don't know what is going on. It looks. I like Monica Rambeau, not Rambeau. What's her name? It's from fucking WandaVision. What's her name? I can't remember her name. Listen, man, there's so much shit with the MCU. I'm not gonna remember everything, but there's the character from WandaVision. I liked her a lot, so I'm glad she's going to be in a movie, I guess. And then I didn't watch Miss Marvel because I don't really care about any of that.
No.
Because they're just going to shoehorn in the X-Men. We all know what's going to happen. This is cool. Can't wait. I'm going to watch all of them just because at this point I feel obligated to.
Yeah.
Just like I felt obligated to watch all these Grudge movies for y'all, because this is what y'all voted for. So this is what I'm doing because I care about our audience.
Yes.
All 5 of you. I'm happy to oblige and put myself through this franchise that was much bigger than we thought it was. So, anyway, yeah, so Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is good. Go watch it. Go watch the Marvels if you want. I don't fucking know. I don't care. That comes out in like November. Who gives a shit? Justin, you got some stuff, don't you, buddy?
I finally went to a concert for the first time in forever.
Without me, because he doesn't love me.
Well, I
But,
didn't pay for it.
He doesn't love me. All right, that's all I'm saying.
It was a birthday gift.
Yeah, he doesn't love me, so But no, yeah, you went to a concert.
So I saw Left to Suffer, Of
Yeah.
Sulfur,
Yeah.
Carnifex,
Yeah.
and Chelsea Grin.
Yeah.
For me personally, weakest point was Chelsea Grin,
That's
even though
fair.
they were the headliners.
That's fair.
But the surprise was fucking Carnifex.
Yeah, Carnifex is good. I like
They
Carnifex.
fucking destroyed it.
Yeah, no, Carnifex is good.
Left to Suffer was great too. I think that's the first band I've ever listened to with a big guy as the lead singer. But he was doing it like it was fucking nothing.
Did I talk about the Dahlia show on here last time?
Yes, I think. I don't know. When did it happen?
That was May
just-
2nd.
Then you probably did.
Okay, because I can't remember when our last show was. There was some big boys in that show. That was a good one, though. But yeah,
yeah.
Of Sulfur,
They were great.
they were good, yeah. Justin sent me some videos. They're very nice.
And some lady passed out before the show even started. So
Classic.
I don't know what happened with her.
Classic.
One dude kept fucking with people, so he got his ass beat.
Oh,
But
did he get kicked out?
no.
Oh, really? Because at the Dahlia show, when Terror was on, no. Yeah, was it Terror? Yeah, Terror is like a hardcore punk band.
I think they felt bad for him because by the time like they caught on to what he was doing, he already had a black eye. He had a cut under his eye.
Good for
His
him.
nose was bloody.
Good for him. Good for him. I'm
I
glad
mean, that's
he's...
what you get.
Yeah,
Like,
that if you're gonna be an asshole.
like, I understand moshing, but my God, some people are just fucking stupid.
So there's a guy that shows up to every metal show that I go to wearing a Cradle of Filth shirt that says Jesus is a cunt on the back of it.
I thought you were gonna mention the sun god of Houston.
No, he's at every one too. He's at every single one of those too. You talking about the guy that
Yeah.
wears with the yeah, no, he's
He appeared there too.
he was at the first time I saw him was at the Gate Creeper show that I went to because he got chased to sign some stuff for him, and I was like, oh, that guy. And then I've just seen him at every show since. Every single show I've fucking gone to. He was fucking dancing in the pit when Terror was on stage. It was very funny. But the Jesus is a cunt guy, which is how I affectionately refer to this man. He's a big dude. He's just a big dude, and he's just always wearing that Cradle of Filth shirt. I've told him before that I really like the shirt. He's always like, "Thanks, bro." And then I'm like, "Yeah, man, awesome. I'm gonna see you at every show." And then I've seen him at every show except for like maybe one. But he was there, and he got kicked out because during Terror. So the thing about Terror is, again, I don't know if this is repeat information, but the thing about Terror is they're a very hardcore punk band. And normally, at a show that isn't at the White Oak, they like to do stage diving. Their lead singer really likes that shit. So, you can't do that because they got security and people aren't allowed on the stage. That did not stop one guy from doing it twice, by the way. But they got security to stop people from going up on the stage. So he's like, I want to reverse stage dive, do some fucking crowd surfing. So people started crowd surfing. And I guess that got a little too rowdy for some people because the Jesus is a cunt guy and somebody else both got kicked out because they were just being assholes. And I've never seen security scramble so hard to contain a situation. Not even the Death Grips show. The Death Grips show, which was fucking batshit. Not even that did I see security losing their minds trying to contain. Terror was fucking awesome, and I want to see them again. That was the most fun I've had at a show in a long time. Like I was like getting tired waiting for Dahlia to come up because I mean, you know, Fuming Mouth was awesome. Phobophilic, always good to see them. Fantastic death metal group, love them. And then Fuming Mouth was great. They reminded me a lot of Gate Creeper. They were really fun. Frozen Soul was just fucking bolt thrower, and they were awesome. And they're from Dallas. They're great. I love Frozen Soul. They just put out a new record. I still got to listen to it. Everybody else that likes death metal, listen to it because I'm pretty sure it's good. That's a ringing endorsement from a man that hasn't listened to it yet. And then Terror, but you know, Frozen Soul was good, but like I was, you know, it was late. It was a work night, so I was kind of tired. And then fucking Terror comes on and they wake me the fuck up. My neck was sore up until like 2 days ago from that show. So for like 2 weeks, my neck was sore because Terror made me lose my fucking mind. Terror was so good. I love hardcore shows. They're so much fun. Everybody was screaming the lyrics. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah, I recommend going to see Terror live if they come through. Just be ready for stage diving and all that shit because it's going to happen. So, yeah. Don't get too rowdy at these shows. You'll get kicked out or get your ass kicked.
The best part of Chelsea Grin though was just watching the crowd.
Yeah,
because
no,
this
that's
one
always
girl
fun.
started like crowd surfing, and she was like maintaining her balance while fucking headbanging her fucking ass off,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
swinging her neck and just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
my God, this girl's gonna wake up with whiplash tomorrow.
Yeah, I remember when I took one of my friends to see Obituary. The next day, she was like, "Why didn't you tell me not to headbang with my neck and to headbang with my body?" And I'm like, "I thought you knew that. I don't know, like you figure it out. You figure it out when you start hurting. Like, trust me." But yeah. And then I also saw Coheed and Cambria this past Thursday on their Neverender. No World for Tomorrow's Waking Mind, or No World for the Waking Mind, I think is what it is. So basically, they played the entirety of No World for Tomorrow, which is a really good record, and then they played about half of Window of the Waking Mind. It was a very long show. But before them, Deaf Heaven opened up, and I gotta be honest, I don't really like them. I know they put out Sunbather, which is an album that a lot of people on metal Twitter like. But it's weird. It's like My Bloody Valentine, so that kind of shoegaze shit, mixed with Deftones, but with blast beats. And I don't really like blast beats unless they're used in very specific instances. A good example is like there's a 200 Stab Wounds song where I think blast beats are used very well. And then there's Deaf Heaven, where it's just blast beats for the sake of blast beats over some very harsh noise sounding stuff that doesn't really, like, my brain can't really like make it fit in a way that's pleasing to it, like pleasing to me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then the lead singer's vocals were that real screechy kind of, harsh vocal stuff, which I'm more of a fan of the guttural stuff. And I know, like, I went to go see Black Dahlia Murder, which is also screechy, but like it works for me in that setting. It doesn't really work for me whenever it's, shoegazy Deftones shit. I don't know. I will say though that the lead singer was, performing his ass off. He was very engaging. He was very fun to watch. It's just that the music itself wasn't really doing anything for me. The last song they played, don't remember the name of it. It was good because it was like real slow and the dude was actually singing and he's got a good voice and it was really good. And then he started screeching and it got into like the metal stuff and I was like, okay, this is I'm still kind of feeling it. And then the drummer started doing blast beats and it lost me. That's like, because it just doesn't fit for me there. But Deaf Heaven played like 5 songs and then they were long songs too. And there wasn't really enough different about them for me to like stay interested. I don't know.
Yeah, that's how I felt about Chelsea Grin.
Deaf Heaven's just not for me, and because I've always heard about them, but like it's just not for me. And then Coheed came on and fucking tore it up. Their drummer looked like he was just having the best orgasm of his life for the entire show. My man was into it, and I loved watching him play. That was so much fun. And Claudio, his vocals are still fucking. They sound just as good as they've did 20 years ago on the record, man. It was really fun. It was really fun to see them live finally, because I was supposed to see them last year, but I got fucking COVID, so I had to miss out. So this year was my revenge tour. I got to see them finally, and it was well worth the wait. So yeah, Coheed, always fun to see them. Check them out, I guess, if you want. I don't know. It's up to you. I'm not your dad or your mom or anything. I'm not even your brother, I'm just a dude. But anyway.
There was people, like, when we were standing in line to get into White Oak, they were like, yo, I went to that Mastodon show and they fucking sucked.
Well,
I just went for Lorna Shore.
Well, you're just wrong. I don't know what to tell you.
Like, telling people Lorna Shore sucks online and in person are two different things.
Yeah.
They were not happy.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Will Ramos is the greatest metal singer of all time right now.
Okay, listen.
I'm like, is he though?
Listen, he's a little cutie pie, but I'm not crazy about Lorna Shore. All right, not crazy about him. So what are you doing, Justin? Why were you fucking shit talking Lorna Shore in person? Why would you do that?
Well, because the drive over there annoyed me because I hate driving in Houston.
Okay, see, that's why you should have taken me. I would have bought tickets and driven out there with you because I love driving, even if it's in shit ass Houston. All right.
And then I was still sick.
Oh yeah, your voice was fucked for a while. That's right. That's part of the reason we've been delayed is because Justin
I was
wasn't
like
feeling
sick
too
for
hot.
a week.
Yeah.
They just get so offended. I'm not saying the dude doesn't have talent. Lorna Shore is just a mid fucking band.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing that I think I talked about when I talked about the Gojira show. Like, their drummer is clearly talented. I just don't really like his playing style, and that's fine. I'm not gonna say they suck. I'm just gonna say they're not for me because I'm not Justin who likes to antagonize people in person. That's not me. That's not me. Listen, I used to be like that. I'm not like that anymore. I'm trying to be a better person.
Or like all the people I've made mad by saying Zelda's overrated.
Yeah. We talked about that before the show.
2 days long, people
Yeah.
have been commenting on a post. And the funnier part was the post wasn't even about Zelda. It was about Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
But someone just mentioned how IGN is like stupid at rating their shit.
Which they are. It's been known.
Fuck them.
It's been known for a while that they're not very good at rating. I mean, rating art in general is kind of arbitrary in general,
Yeah.
like in just period. But but yeah, Justin likes to antagonize people. But that's besides the point. How can you say Mastodon sucks? Like, listen, buddy. Now I'm gonna get upset. All right? How can you? Listen. All right. No, I'm just a big Mastodon guy. I like Braun Daler's like one of my favorite drummers ever. So like, I'm a little biased. And that's another guy. That's another guy where like, you look at Austin Archie, which is Lorna Shore's drummer. He's good, he's talented, but like I don't really like that playing style. I like Braun's playing style a lot, and I definitely fucking like Mario's playing style from Gojira. That fucking guy is incredible. I cannot say enough good. Like I'm still thinking about how my mouth was open for like 90% of that fucking show because I could not believe what I was seeing behind that drum kit. That dude is insane. Oh my God. I'm just getting, okay, I'm getting worked up thinking about it. God damn it. Yeah, he's a very good drummer. That was a good show. I don't know how you can, like, I don't know. I like, personally, I just like music, so like even if it's a band I don't care about, I'm still gonna find some enjoyment out of seeing them live.
Yeah, like when I saw Deftones.
Like Justin doesn't like the Deftones oh God, what's happening to me? Justin doesn't like Deftones because Justin's kind of deaf sometimes, so that's fine. But when you see them live, it's a different animal, and that's and that being said. Even though I wasn't crazy about Def Heaven, seeing them live, I still got to see them perform. I still got to see them, put it all out there, and that's an aspect of it that I enjoy. Even with Lorna Shore, like Will Ramos running around on stage screaming into his microphone, and then seeing Austin behind the kit just kind of look bored, all that stuff.
Because he was just pressing buttons.
All that stuff was cool. No, he wasn't pressing buttons. Like I don't like drum triggers, but that's besides the point. He wasn't just pressing buttons. But no, I mean, it's seeing music live, even if I don't care for it, is always fun. Like I've seen country singers live that I've enjoyed because it's the atmosphere is different. It's a whole. The vibe is part of what makes it so much fun. Like I'm sure even you not really caring for Chelsea Green, you still enjoyed watching the audience and
yeah,
stuff.
because
Like
and the interaction the singer does in the middle of the songs with the crowd.
Yeah.
Just throwing in little words here and there.
Like that's the thing about the Lorna Shore show is I could tell people were enjoying it, and I was like, okay, this is fun. It's fun watching them have fun. I don't think anybody was really vibing with Def Heaven outside of like 3 people around me that were kind of singing the words, but that was it.
And then I didn't know him and the singer of Chelsea Grin and Left to Suffer are brothers.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. Huh. But yeah, also with Deaf Heaven 2 is the audience wasn't engaging with the dude at all. Poor guy was sweating his ass off, and he was just like, if you know the song, come a little closer. Let's hang out. And then everybody just stayed in the same spot, and I'm like, oh god, that's gotta suck. It reminds me of when I saw Prong, and there was like not everybody was there yet because it was an obituary show, and Prong was opening, and and the lead singer was trying his best to get the crowd engaged. He's like, I want to see a pit. Nobody was doing anything, and I felt so bad for the guy. I was like, man, poor dude. But anyway, that's enough about live shows. They're fun.
Yeah.
Go see live music, even if it's a band you don't really like. Go check it out because other people like the band and they'll be happy to see it. You know, it's a whole vibe. You feel the music in your chest, literally. It's very fun. But anyway, to the main course, as it were, all 5 of them. Here we are to talk about the Grudge. So we got to talk about.
Where are we gonna start? That's what
We're gonna start with Black Ghost. I kind of blue screened for a second. Forgive me. We're gonna start with Black Ghost because I think technically that's the first one. Black Ghost came out in 2009. It was the 10th anniversary of The Grudge, and 2 directors were approached by a producer in Japan to basically make 2 separate stories. Black Ghost was directed by I can't remember her name. But they made a point. I didn't realize that it was directed by a woman, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool," you know, because you don't get a lot of female voices in horror, and it's always nice to see one. And for the record, I think Black Ghost is better than White Ghost, because White Ghost was directed by another guy. I don't remember his name. I don't remember these directors' names because, let's be honest, if it's not Takashi Shimizu, it doesn't really matter. So, you know, that's where we're at this point. But yeah, it was Black Ghost. Justin watched it without subtitles.
that was fun.
Like even when you clicked on the closed caption thing, it didn't
pop up.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It said this video has no
Oh
captions.
my god. Anyway, yeah, Black Ghost. Basically, the gist of it. Listen, I watched these like 2 weeks ago. I got to try to remember. The gist of it. You know, new job and everything. It's hard for me to like sit down and watch movies as much as I used to. And also, Resident Evil 4 Remake's been taking up a lot of my fucking time. And also, my GameCube that I recently got has been taking up a lot of my time. So, listen, man, I'm just trying to recapture my childhood, aren't we all? So, anyway, yeah, Black Ghost, I liked that this is probably the most unique film in the franchise. Because it is completely removed outside of a little cameo from Toshio. It's completely removed from The Grudge. Like, it's the same idea. Mm-hmm. And honestly, this is what I would have wanted from these movies, is something different every time. But, you know, the gist of it is that there's this little girl that like when she was being to term by her mother, she had a twin that she devoured, which is a real thing that happens sometimes. But the problem is that I guess it was done out of hatred or some shit, because that's where the grudge comes from. Mm-hmm. So the twin stayed inside of the, daughter, and eventually grew to be this like fucking nasty ass cyst.
You seen Malignant?
Yeah, it's like Malignant, but not as campy or fun. I love Malignant. Oh, I can't wait to do that one day.
I just remember seeing that for the first time. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Bro, the part where she splits her head. Yeah. Dude, it's so good. Oh, I love Malignant so much. I knew exactly what the twist was going to be in everything, and I still ate that shit up. Oh my God, it's so good. Ooh, I love Malignant. I can't wait to cover it. Anyway, so yeah, it's like that, but not as campy or fun. And then basically, like, I think this fucking like little, so like, I think it's not told in chronological order either. It's the vignettes,
like
par
normal.
For the course. But the idea is that the mother's sister has like a mini exorcism on the daughter, and it releases. How does it work? Does it? I think she. So the ghost swaps places with the soul of the alive daughter, and then she snuffs that out. And so now the daughter is just the evil fucking twin or whatever. So then the evil twin gets killed by the mother in a double suicide basically. And then the spirit is released, and then it starts wreaking havoc and making people kill each other and stuff. That's basically the gist of it. I like Black Ghost because it's different. It doesn't devolve into the same formula that we've seen a million times like White Ghost unfortunately does. But
it's not just more stupid people going into Kayako's house constantly.
Yeah, it's a very malignant spirit going around and wreaking havoc, which I think is interesting. And I know I complained about Kayako being a slasher villain in Grudge 3, but that's because of the way she was killing them more than anything. Because I like the idea of an unstoppable force wreaking havoc, but gore doesn't really have to be part of the equation for that.
It's like, what is this, 13 Ghosts?
Exactly. Yeah. You get it. Okay. So
it works for that movie.
Yeah, because that's another campy, fun, fucking horror movie. But with this, it's trying to take itself seriously. At least Grudge 3, I felt was. But this one, it works. I really liked Black Ghost. I would say it's probably my favorite one since Ju-On 2, which is saying something. Because you can't really top that,
Yeah.
But Black Ghost was pretty fun. Then we get to White Ghost. So the thing is that this evil spirit kills the family that's in a house in Black Ghost, and then another family moves in White Ghost, and then shenanigans happen. Isn't that fun when you call murder shenanigans? Shenanigans happen. So it starts out, and again, what disappointed me so much about White Ghost was that it started out so strong. Like, it started out so fucking, like, effectively creepy, where this delivery guy is trying to deliver, like, a Christmas cake.
Yeah, Christmas cake.
To the house from Black Ghost. And, see, I watched White Ghost first because I didn't know that Black Ghost chronologically comes first.
I did the same thing.
So, he goes into this house, and, nobody's answering, and then this woman's like, "Oh, I'll be there in just a minute.
I'm tied up right now.
Yeah, I'm tied up right now. I'll be there in just a minute." And then she kind of looks to her right, and then she goes back into the kitchen. He's like, "Okay, I'll wait." And then she just keeps repeating. And I was like, "Oh fuck, dude, this is cool. Like, this is kind of awesome. Like, this is something new." And then he's walking around the house, and he realizes something's wrong. Too late, as you do. And again, it wasn't a stupid guy walking in. It was somebody that was just like, wrong place, wrong time. So I was like, oh, fuck, this is going to be awesome. And then, the White Ghost scares him, the ghost of the grandmother or whatever the fuck.
Which, as soon as I saw her face, I just laughed.
Yeah,
It looked like a joke scream mask.
Yeah, the effects weren't great. I'll say that. It looked like the Scream mask from the TV show. Like, that's what it looked like to me.
And her holding the basketball, too, was like...
Yeah, we'll get into that. So... then we get some... And this one, I think, has the biggest time skip of all of them, because it flash forwards, like the initial incident is like 10 years prior to the rest of the movie. So what ends up happening is that then this delivery guy, and probably my favorite scene in the movie, starts to go crazy, as you do. And this is where it kind of started to lose me, because it just devolves into the
What's already
Grudge.
happened to you.
You know what's going to happen. It's the same shit. It's nothing new. Like, I don't know. But he starts to go crazy, and then he sees his girlfriend, fiance, I guess, as, like, one of the ghosts, and he stabs her in the neck with a fucking box cutter, and he keeps stabbing her. And the reason this is the only scene in the film that evoked any kind of emotion out of me. Because a single tear like rolls down her face as she's getting stabbed.
She was like being the best girlfriend at that point.
And yeah, she was being like the most adorable.
He was all traumatized.
Supportive
like,
fucking girlfriend.
Here's your Christmas gift. It's a little music box. Gives him the cake. Because I guess Japanese people celebrate Christmas like it's a birthday. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, Jesus' birthday, yeah, whatever.
And then he goes and throws up, and she's like, "I'm gonna kiss you anyway. I don't care if you just threw up."
Yeah, best girlfriend ever, dude. And I think that's the shit that hurts me in horror the most is like when it's like a perfectly happy situation that just gets distorted into this horribly fucked up thing.
Yep.
And that's why I think it affected me. And I was like, okay, like that's the strongest scene in the movie because the setup was very well done.
Hurts.
Remind me, was White Ghost, Black Ghost the one? Stop. First of all, I realize what you just did, motherfucker. Second, was White Ghost, Black Ghost, did it have the, is that, because I'm going to get them mixed up with the reboots. Does that one have the detective listening to the tape and then the other detective comes and he's like, don't listen to that. Was that in White Ghost or Black Ghost?
That was in White.
That was in
He
White,
breaks
right?
the tape and he says, "I've tried to get rid of it so many times and it just keeps
that's
coming
White Ghost.
back."
Okay, yeah, that's another element I kind of liked in this one. And you know, and again, like it's creepy, but it's because it's the last things for the
Last thing the
daughter
uncle
said,
record.
and the uncle recorded. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. It's coming back to me. So, you know, more shenanigans ensue. People die. And then we get to the initial incident, which is basically this family moves into the house. It's got a stain on it, obviously. The uncle starts to go crazy and starts trying to molest his niece. And there's a girl.
I was wondering, like, the entire time, was he doing that before?
I don't think
or
so.
Did the ghost make him do that?
I think it had to do with the ghost.
Or was the fact that he was doing it
Well,
made
it's
it
the fact
easier
that-
to possess him?
It's the fact that the grandmother tries to do it to the uncle too that makes me think, okay, it's the house, you know, which is a weird thing to do, but you know, whatever. And then there's the girl has a friend that doesn't really help her, but the initial incident is basically the uncle goes crazy and kills everybody in the house.
Well, the thing about her friend is, like, she had a sixth sense to it, and she was like, "Yo, you need to get out of this house. Like, this is bad. There's something here."
Yeah. And then, like, you get scenes with her as, like, a senior in high school, I guess, like, still haunted by it. And, you know, her friends all die, as you do. But the initial incident happens. He goes around and kills everybody. He cuts the head off the girl, which is a very effective scene as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just kills everybody in the house, and then he hangs himself. And in the tape, you can hear the little girl becoming reborn, you know, which I think is pretty good. And yeah, so then I don't remember how it ends exactly, but I remember the friend is visited by the girl, and she's given like a memento, and then that's how it ends, right? I want to say that's how it ends.
The little bear charm
The
reappears.
Yeah.
But I think she still kills her.
I don't think she kills her. I think she just goes away. Because I know in Black Ghost, I'm pretty sure everybody dies, but in White Ghost, I think she gets away. But yeah, anyway, Black Ghost I think is a little bit better just because it tries to do something different. You know, you have the anxieties of like, you know, having a kid and stuff. It's that kind of horror that I like that's in like Eraserhead and shit. And then, you know, White Ghost, it has its moments, but it's just like everything else in the franchise. Like, it has its moments, but it just doesn't
hit the same way.
It's never gonna hit the same as that first one because that first one is so like fresh, and so good. Oh my god! But anyway, yeah, White Ghost and Black Ghost are fine. I would recommend Black Ghost. I'd recommend both of them. It's just that it's kind of the same shit for White Ghost. And then we move on to Ju-on, The Beginning of the End, and Ju-on, The Final Curse, which I think both came out around 2014, 2015. These were Japan-only releases. They were reboots.
Oh, no wonder it was hard for me to find them.
They were reboots to the franchise. I had to get them from a bootleg site, and the Blu-ray only worked on my Xbox. It did not work on my Panasonic. It did not work on my PS5. I didn't try it on my PS3. Because it worked on my Xbox. If it didn't work on my Xbox, I would have put it in the PS3, and it probably would have worked. But because the PS3 is a very good Blu-ray player. But I was very surprised because it's the entire Ju-on collection, the Japanese ones anyway, and all of them played fine. The first disc played fine on every player. That second disc did not want to work on anything but the Xbox. So, whatever. I still watched them. So, all right. So Justin didn't see these. So this is gonna be the John hour for a little bit. So I will say, unlike American remakes, these were very different while still retaining that same core. So when we talk about our favorite remakes on here, like Evil Dead 2013, it does something different while retaining the core.
Yes.
And that's what we love about it. It's not just the same fucking movie again. Friday the 13th kind of walks that line a little bit. It's not a great remake, but it's not a bad one either. It's very in the middle. But, like, it still kind of has the core of those first three. You know what I mean? But with these, it's kind of like that. Kind of. It's not like something like The Crazies where it's just like, you know, just doesn't really. It's just a different movie. It's very much more like in the vein of Evil Dead 2013, and it's not like the Grudge remakes that were directed by Takashi Shimizu, which were just the same fucking movie again. Like outside of the Grudge 2, which tried to be something a little different, and I appreciate it for that. And it's kind of like, you know, the Halloween remakes too, where it's its own thing. Or it's not like the Halloween remakes where it's its own thing that abandons the original almost completely. Yeah. While having similar story beats, it's a completely different vibe, you know? These remakes are interesting. So I guess I'm just gonna. I watched these like a week ago, and they kind of blend together. The crux of it is that Toshio is the original spirit, not Kayako. So it still follows the three members, Takeo, Toshio, and Kayako, but the way the events transpire is different. So basically, this is the lore. So basically, Kayako and Takeo are a married couple that move into a house. And in this house, there was a child murder that happened in the mid-90s where Toshio was killed.
Oh, so he's not even their kid in this one.
No. Toshio was murdered. He was found in his room, bound and gagged and just dead. And I really like this opening sting because it starts out like a found footage, and I think it's kind of interesting because we haven't really seen that. And you know, they're going through the house. It's like a police video, and then, you know, they find the body, and then it cuts to the movie, and, you know, the cameraman's just kind of like trying to catch his breath, and then he turns around and he sees Toshio looking up at him, and then that's the start of the movie. So Kayako and Takeo move into this house, and one of the characters finds Kayako's journal, which basically details that she can't get pregnant. Like, she is unable to get pregnant and she really wants a child. And then she talks about in the journal how one day a child came to her and he said his name was Toshio. And this child decided to be a part of her. So basically Toshio possesses her and she gets pregnant and she has Toshio again, basically. So this Toshio starts going to school and everything. You know, he grows up and he has an attachment to Kayako, but not to Takeo, which makes him mad because he doesn't understand why Toshio doesn't love him because I'm his father, right? And then Kayako eventually spills the beans and says, in the stupidest way possible, mind you, she just says, he's not your kid, he's mine, he's all mine. Like, she doesn't say that, like, oh, I wasn't fucking around on you or anything. She's just like, he's just my child. And this is relayed to you by a teacher that takes over a class in Japan, or that takes over a class, and Toshio's been absent for like 9 days or whatever. She goes to the house, she sees Kayako, and Kayako doesn't really look like a ghost. She just looks like a very disheveled woman. And Kayako is actually unsettling in this movie. It's not Takako Fuji. It's never gonna be, but it's still it's a different take on it, which I appreciate because it's a different take. And this Kayako is very like unsettling in a different way. Like she stares a lot, and there's a part. Also, I want to say, The Ring is the franchise that has the spiral, correct? Isn't that like a thing in The Ring, like the spiral? Because that's in this movie,
A circle.
which is weird to me.
The only thing that makes me think of a spiral is Uzumaki.
Okay, well, it's there's a spiral in the movie, and like there's a part where Kayako's like doing the spiral in a notebook, and she looks at the fucking teacher, and the face she makes is like actually like unsettled me, and I was like, oh my god. So anyway,
I'll be seeing that when I close my eyes tonight.
yeah, exactly. so then the teacher's boyfriend or fiance, I guess, starts to investigate too, and he ends up getting got. His head gets like fucking twisted around, and it's just kind of like hanging off of his head. It's kind of it's a gnarly effect. It's
like,
really
like fucking Hotaru's fatality in Mortal
yeah,
Kombat Deception.
yeah, dude. It's pretty good. I liked it a lot. And so, but there's a part where she's watching videotapes of like the Seiko family, and you know that's how we get the back. And again, I like how the exposition is told because it's told through the story, through ways that make sense, I guess. It's not just an info dump by some fucking police agent, you know? And, you know, she's discovering all this stuff, and then you find out that Taiko killed Kayako and tried to kill Toshio because he was upset that he thought that there was infidelity. So he kills Kayako, breaks her neck, and then he takes the cat and throws it in a microwave, R.I.P., that was much worse than drowning the cat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. You don't see it, but boy, do you hear it. Man, I don't like hearing cats suffer. That's not something. Oh, I'm gonna fucking cry. That's not something I like to hear. I don't like to hear cats suffer, so I kind of tuned out whenever that happened. I don't like that. I'm a cat person. I love my little boy George. He is my baby. I love him forever, and I don't like to hear cats in pain. But, you know, yeah, he does that, and then he gets killed by Toshio, which, you know, fair. You just microwaved a cat, brother. You deserve it. So he gets killed by Toshio, I think, and then Toshio kind of, you know, appears. Toshio and Kayako appear to the teacher, and then that movie ends with her getting taken, I'm pretty sure. The sequel, which is The Final Curse, jumps around a bunch. I'm pretty sure they destroy the house at one point, but like at that point it doesn't matter.
Nope, you're not stopping it now.
So you know, I don't remember a lot of the sequel. I remember a couple of the kills with like a schoolgirl getting thrown into a ceiling, which was weird, and then you know Kayako just kind of Kayakoing around. But this one involves the sister of the teacher, who's trying to find out what happened to her sister, and she goes to the part of Japan where the first movie took place, and you know she's investigating and shit, and she finds that the house has been destroyed and all this other shit, and I don't remember. Actually, I take that back. The beginning of the end ends with the teacher at home. After she survived everything, she's at home, and her boyfriend, with his twisted neck, starts walking towards her, making the death rattle, and Toshio's like on the counter doing this little thing with his knees, and it's like, and then she probably dies. But her sister's looking for her. She keeps having like visions of her sister, and like that's what prompts her to go. And then she goes, and then I don't remember all what happens. Basically, it's just tying up loose ends. There's not really any revelations or anything that happen. But I remember the last shot of the movie, which is Kayako about to kill the sister, and when she does, she opens her mouth, and like her jaw, like her mouth splits like open, And it's like she opens her mouth and like kind of like in Grave Encounters, but imagine like the cheeks splitting.
So
Like it's
she became the slit mouth woman.
yes, yeah, she becomes Slipmouth basically, and it fucking threw me for a loop. And that's how it ends. And that's just it. That's just how it ends. And I was like, okay, well that was a movie. So I'm not gonna say that they're bad. They're just weird. I like the beginning of the end a little bit more than the final curse because I remember it more, and that's what I'm basing my like of it off of. Because I don't know. I mean, I think they're worth watching. They're worth watching just for the ambition of them being different.
Yeah.
Because you know me, I like it when it tries to be different. At least that's why I like the American Grudge 2 a little more than I should, is because it tries something new. But yeah, I mean it's entertaining. It has its moments, just like anything else in the franchise. It has its moments, and I got some enjoyment out of it. I would recommend you watch them. They're very hard to find. You have to go through bootleg sites. The one I use is sloppysecondsales.com.
What a name.
They got everything you could fucking want. Trust me, they got Godzilla movies on there that are out of print on Blu-ray. They got the Grudge movies that are hard to find, which is really just these two, because White Ghost and Black Ghost were hard to find until the Arrow set came out,
You can watch White Ghost on YouTube.
and Black Ghost on YouTube without subtitles.
Yep.
But the two Japanese ones are pretty all right. I wouldn't say they're groundbreaking. I wouldn't say they're incredible, but they're
They tried.
for what they are. I think they're good enough. They're much better than the last film we're going to talk about, The Grudge, 2020, starring Andrea Riseborough for some fucking reason. I don't know how she was in this and Possessor in the same year, but Possessor is a much better movie. I have to stress that Possessor is very good. It's Brandon Cronenberg, and it's very fucked up because it's made by a Cronenberg. But it's very good. I really enjoy Possessor. This one, not so much. Oh boy, where do we start? Justin, I'm gonna let you take the reins on this one. Just give me your general thoughts about it and tell me. Just talk about what you want to talk about with it, and I'll chime in when I can.
Oh, man. I knew it was going to be bad. I just didn't think it would be like I'd rather sit through every other movie again rather than watch that one again. Like, I can see that they tried, but they just made it didn't feel like a Grudge movie. It felt like some other like haunting movie, and the spirits or ghosts or whatever they were supposed to be didn't really look like ghosts. They just looked like corpses popping up from Evil Dead.
Yeah.
None of the scares were effective because they just all have that stupid
No.
loud boom thing. And they established in the beginning that Kayako is the cause of the curse, but then when they do the same thing with, like, what was it, 2 or 3, where some person comes from Japan and brings it to America, so that happens again, which is kind of dumb, because if this one is actually following after Grudge 3, then Kayako's already in America.
I think it's supposed to be happening at the same time.
Oh.
So, or a little bit before or something. I don't fucking know. I think it's a side sequel more to those first two, and then the Grudge 3 takes place after this one.
Like, that's fine, but and now I'm realizing that this one kind of broke the rule, because the woman who comes from Japan is the one who becomes the new Kayako in America, but she's the one who murdered her entire family. So,
well, yeah, but the rest of her family was haunting people too. Like the husband kept popping up, and
yeah, but
and then the little girl.
That makes sense. But how is she like the Grudge thing? Because I mean, I don't remember Takio popping up as much as a ghost in all the other
Yeah,
ones.
he would only really pop up in the house.
Yeah, in the house. He
Yeah.
didn't follow everyone around. And then they just like they make her do the same things that like happened to the other families. She drowns her daughter, and that becomes the new Toshio.
Yeah.
And, I mean, she The only difference is she clubs her husband to death.
Oh, but now Toshio's a girl and it's a woman do it. I can't believe the Grudge went woke.
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, whatever. That's how stupid y'all sound, by the way. Anyway, so no, no, yeah, like it just follows the same pattern again, like almost exactly.
The entire movie is like somebody falling asleep really slowly that's trying to stay awake.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah,
like
that's,
it's shot very well. It
Yeah.
looks super good, but it's just there's no substance.
like I'm gonna say the best part of it is the ending, and I'm not saying that as a meme. I mean it is the ending because of the way it ends. I like that it ends in silence.
I was just like, that's it.
That's like the best part of the movie because the way the movie ends is Andrea Riseborough gets taken away, and admittedly a pretty cool shot because she's hugging her kid, and then in the background, out of focus, you see her actual son take his stuff and go to school, and that's admittedly a cool shot. I love it when they do stuff like that. Like again, I was telling Justin while we were watching it, like I always like shots of the movies, but never the whole movie. Like that's what it feels like ever since those first two. And so like Andrea Riseborough gets taken away, and then it's just a shot of the house from the outside, and it's just silence. And I like that. That's the best way to. That's a good ending. It's a lot better than it just fading to black or cutting to black, doing a hard cut with the dung. Instead it's just quiet, and you hear like birds chirping and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the best part of the movie is the ending. That's the only part of the movie that feels like stylistic, that it feels like that kind of makes it its own. Otherwise, it's just the other fucking movies again for the 10th time.
And then you have to give it credit for at least trying to be different, but then it also tries to be the same by like having similar deaths of the family, and then
Yeah.
they're throwing the Grudge noise in there for no reason really, because Kayako makes that noise because her neck's broken.
Yeah.
But nobody's neck is broken in this one.
That's the other thing too is this did what we wanted the American remake to do, which is to set it in America with a completely different family and shit. But you're gonna have that family do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not interesting to me, especially after a million of these fucking movies. So it's just. It tried, and there's a lot of recognizable actors in this one, a lot of character actors, and then Andrea Riseborough, who deserves way better than this, I must say. I don't know what dirt Sam Raimi had on her, but Sam Raimi and Rob Tapert produced this, and I mean...
She looked like the lady who was the cop in the Silent Hill movie.
A little bit, I guess. I don't think so.
I don't know. That's just who I kept thinking about
But-
after you said Silent Hill.
But Silent Hill, because the little girl got set on fire, and it reminded me of Silent Hill. But no, I mean, I don't know. It just didn't really have anything worthwhile in it, I guess. Like, that's the thing is, like, it felt like it wanted to be an Evil Dead movie, too, because the fucking ghosts look like Deadites.
And I think another thing that takes away from it is like everyone in the movie is already like so fucking depressed and like miserable in their life that
Yeah.
that this happening to them is just like another fucking Tuesday.
Yeah. No, I could. Yeah, that's true. Because like
I was like, is this an anime? Because everyone's got such a sad backstory.
Andrea Riseborough's like, yeah, my husband died of cancer, and then the fucking police detective's like, yeah, my partner fucking shot himself, and
Like, crazy.
then the husband of the woman that cuts her fingers off is like, oh yeah, she's just going crazy, Look at me yawning. That's
And then
how
tries
this
to
movie
do a
makes me
fucked up
feel.
thing and just have her killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you could have just put her in a home.
Yeah, well, yeah, he tries to get her euthanized. Yeah, that's how that happens.
It's that old lady from Insidious that I believe just like reached a certain age in her elderly life and stopped aging. Like
Yeah.
she's looked the same for fucking years.
Well, it happens, dude. Sometimes you just decide to stop aging, and that's what happened here. But no, I mean, I don't know, man. It's not worth watching. Like, it's what you'd expect it to be, which is a fucking sequel to The Grudge.
You'll just be sitting there waiting for something like exciting to happen and it doesn't.
No.
You'll call out every single jump scare before it happens.
Yeah, the jump scares are telegraphed very heavily, and it's not good. This was written and directed by one guy, which, good for him. He got his vision made. Somehow it got greenlit. Who would have thought a Grudge movie in the year of our Lord 2020 would have been released? Also, imagine going to see this movie in theaters and getting fucking COVID. Like, just imagine that's the movie you get COVID for.
That's the real Grudge.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. But no, I don't know, man. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just glad we're done.
Yeah.
So we can move on to Friday the 13th next week. I'm very excited to start that. But I don't know. Outside of Ju-on 1 and Ju-on 2, not really anything in the franchise really stuck out. It didn't. Nothing really held the way that I think it could have. I'm not gonna pretend that I could have made better Grudge movies, but honestly, you didn't really need anything after that first one.
You didn't.
The second one was still good, but you definitely didn't need anything after that. And I'm glad that the age of making an American version of a foreign property is the only way for it to be prosperous in this country. I'm glad that age is dead, because now it can just be put on Netflix and anybody can fucking watch it now. That's why Squid Game was a phenomenon, because and even though they're still gonna make an American remake of that, which is stupid, but why do they feel the need to do this? You're not going to make more money, especially if the original is widely available. In the early 2000s, it was different, not Japanese films and J-horror, it wasn't widely available. Now, you got boutique Blu-ray labels releasing a bunch of J-horror stuff, like Arrow did this, and then, fucking Criterion did Kaidan and Kuroneko and Onibaba and all that stuff, like the old J-horror stuff. So, it's more available now than it was back then. We don't need remakes as much as we used to. And I appreciate that. I'm very happy about that, because now you don't that's how we got a fucking American remake of Old Boy, which again shouldn't exist, because just watch the Korean one. It's you can watch it fucking anywhere. Just watch that one. It's the version you should see. Oh my god. But I'm just glad that these things are becoming more widely available, as opposed to getting remade to make money in America. Because now you have J-horror and stuff being shown in theaters and stuff, at Alamo Drafthouse or whatever. It's awesome that's happening now, and I'm so glad that's happening now.
Just expand your horizons, people. Watch other movies in different languages.
Just reach out and fucking that's it's amazing the movies that I would have missed if I didn't like to read subtitles. I would have missed out on Lady Vengeance by Park Chan-wook. I would have missed out on that whole Vengeance trilogy, honestly.
Battle Royale.
I would have missed out on Battle Royale, which I still need to watch, by the way.
Oh, you've never watched that?
No, don't worry. Kale had the same reaction. All right, it's fine. All right, it's fine.
I haven't seen 2.
It's fine. I think Kale likes both of them. I think, but the first one is
the Slit Mouth Woman movies. I mean, I've only seen one.
I haven't seen the Slit Mouth one.
I've seen one of them.
I know of it, but I haven't seen them.
That was really good.
There's fucking Lady Snowblood. There's so many movies.
X Games.
Yeah, there's so many movies that Parasite, Memories of Murder, there's so many movies, even French films, fucking High Tension, which I'm a big fan of, and stuff fucking Portrait of a Lady on Fire, to be pretentious for a second, but all those movies, I would have never found any of them if I had been afraid of reading subtitles. So that's one thing I wanted to stress too. I'm glad Justin brought it up, but that's one thing I wanted to stress too, is that watch movies in other languages. Do not limit your fucking film consumption to American films, because there's so many other things out there from so many talented filmmakers that could be your favorite movies, and just expand your horizons. If a description of a Blu-ray catches your eye, or if a description of a movie on Netflix catches your eyes and it's a foreign film, watch it. Just give it a try, I think there's a world of cinema to be found, Look at me getting on my Martin Scorsese soapbox here, but there really is a world of cinema out there, and you should enrich your palate and watch all these different films, because you might find some of your favorites in there. I know I did. So I would recommend that, and that doesn't just go for horror. Although there is some great foreign horror films, that doesn't just go for horror. That goes for any movie.
When you saw Guardians, did it play like an ad trying to be like, we need more Asian American movies?
I don't think so.
Okay, well it played that when I watched when I went to the theater, and I was like, why do you need like Asian American representation? Like, yeah, representation, fine.
Yeah.
But if you want to watch Asian movies, just watch Asian movies.
Just watch Asian movies. Yeah, I think as far as American cinema goes, I think it's not really represented. It's not really represented very well. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once is a good example of Asian American representation. I know that. So yeah, in America, we need more of that. But like, you can still. That's the thing is like the reason it's not a market here is because we're a capitalist country, unfortunately. So because of that, they don't see an interest in well, why are we gonna greenlight a movie about this if nobody's gonna fucking see it, which is kind of baffling because Everything Everywhere All at Once made a shitload of money. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon made a shitload of money.
I remember that was great when it came out.
There's so many movies, it's just unrepresented. Maybe because of racism, maybe because of money, maybe because of both, honestly. But at the same time, yeah, you can just watch Asian films on your own and honestly be better for it if the only representation we're going to get in this country is a remake, because the remakes aren't going to be respectful to the source material at all. So anyway, I'm a big fan of foreign films. Some of my favorite movies are foreign films. Pretty sure a lot of my favorite movies are foreign films actually. Seven Samurai is a great one. Like all those. Lady Snowblood's fucking amazing. There's so many movies. I just love movies, man. I just wish I had more time to fucking watch them.
13 Assassins?
I have not, but I've heard of it.
You need to watch that one.
I'm pretty sure in these piles of films that I have, my physical backlog, I'm pretty sure a good chunk of them are foreign. I see, well, Body Melt is, even though that's, that's New Zealand, but that's still foreign. To me, Amor, which is Michael Haneke, who did Funny Games, which is another great foreign horror film that I like a lot. I got Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. That's because Texas is a foreign country.
Yeah, we're our own country.
Yeah, we might as well be at this point. But I got a lot of. I just really like movies, and I try to get as many people as I can to watch like foreign films. And there are directors in this. There are American directors like Paul Thomas Anderson, Martin Scorsese, and David Fincher. There are those heavy hitters that take a lot of inspiration from foreign films. Quentin Tarantino too takes a lot of inspiration from like Japanese exploitation films. Mm-hmm. Like Kill Bill is big on that. So watch your favorite director's favorite director. That's another good thing I'll say. Because 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a foreign director. 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a foreign filmmaker. It's going to be a Dario Argento or a Akira Kurosawa or even a Takashi Miike or a fucking what's his name, Kobayashi, who did Kaidan. It could be any of those guys, man. But yeah, expand your horizons, people. Just don't be afraid to watch a movie with subtitles. This might sound patronizing, and it is a little bit, I'm going to be honest, but just expand your horizons. Like, honestly, you'll find some great movies out there. Like Ju-on, The Grudge, and Ju-on, The Grudge 2. And nothing else.
Because I can assure you, there are people that did not know those were Japanese movies.
Yeah, just like people didn't know The Ring was a Japanese movie. And that's depressing because then you go back and watch those and you're like, oh my god, this is so much better. Like this is so much better than the American version. And yeah, so.
And also, let's be glad we didn't have to cover Sadako versus Kayako.
Yeah, I thought about it. For a very brief moment, and I was like, no. No, I'm not doing that. Because basically, from what I've read, it's not even like, first of all, they never fight each other, and it's just a weird way to like retcon the Grudge universe into the Ring universe, I think is what I've read about it. It's not good. I don't recommend it. But you do you, I guess. I don't know. You do whatever you want. I don't. You can go watch that one if you want and check it out and be disappointed. But you know.
I watched a really dumb Bigfoot movie the other day.
Oh my God, Justin.
I mean, it was one of those that was like, okay, this is getting me. There's tension building, and then it did something really weird that threw me off, and then I was like, what just happened? So it was
Explain it to me.
it was called the movie's called Willow Creek. It's a found
I've heard of
footage
that one.
movie.
I've heard of that one.
It starts off like your typical dude's obsessed with Bigfoot, and then blah blah blah. He goes to where the Patterson tape was like filmed. You know, the classic one where
Yeah.
the clearest video, whatever.
Where my man just walking.
Yeah. And so he goes to that site, and then all the townspeople are like, "No, you need to get the fuck out of here. You can't be here.
Oh, so it's like Blair Witch.
Something bad's gonna happen."
It's like Blair Witch then. Okay.
They go the camp. Shit happens. Bigfoot terrorizes their camp, but then you hear like a crying sound, and they're like, "Is that a woman?" And they're like, "I don't know. Maybe it's just Bigfoot making a weird noise. I mean, we don't know how many are out there."
Classic Bigfoot
But
behavior.
then in the end, when they're lost in the woods trying to get back to their car, they hear the crying again, and he pans the camera up, and it's just this fat lady standing there naked crying, and then Bigfoot takes the dude and fucks him up. So I'm like, is Bigfoot holding this fat lady hostage to like force him to mate her with like
What?
Why is this lady just appearing here?
What the fuck?
Like, it made no sense. I was like, everything was great up until the camera panned up to this fat lady just standing in the woods naked crying.
I don't know why the way you're saying fat lady keeps getting me. I don't know why that's getting me, but it is. I don't know why that's making me like chuckle on the inside. There's this fucking fat lady. Just Jesus. What a film, huh?
I was like, man, way to just make me waste my time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's horror for you. It's either going to be the best movie you've ever seen or the worst shit you've ever seen in your life that might still be entertaining. So, you know.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah. Thanks for sticking around.
The Grudge is finally done.
Finally.
Or is it?
Don't.
We're going to go to sleep tonight, and we're going to hear Kaiko.
She's going to be
She's
like,
gonna-
why'd you talk shit about my movies, huh?
She's going to be like, here's another one. It's just going to be a completely black DVD case.
She just hands us a DVD, and then she fucks off. That's what happens. She's like, here you go.
And it's just her and Pennywise doing that dance that he does.
Oh, my
in
God.
the remake.
Oh, my God. Jesus, yeah. You know, I deserve that. I
Wait,
deserve this.
Is it even on our list?
It is.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Hold on. I can look for you.
Another example of how you do a remake well.
Yeah, it is. I like both of them a lot. A lot of people don't like that second one, but I like it a lot. I think it's very good, very well done. If this will open up, then I will be able to see if it's on our list. We're not doing a one-off, by the way. We're gonna do fucking.
Yeah, we're going right into Friday.
We're gonna
the
go right
13th.
into Friday, and then we'll do a one-off, and because we're gonna do our special staggered Nightmare on Elm Street thing, which will be a lot of fun, I think. Yeah, I got a lot of movies on here. Hold on. Let me see. It. I think. Pretty sure. Yep, there it is. It chapter 1 and 2. I forgot. I have Martyrs on here, by the way, which I forgot that we did that rule where we do the remake too if it has a remake, which means we're gonna have to watch the shitty American remake of Martyrs. That is not good. and Martyrs already is a tough pill to swallow. That already may not be good to you. Imagine that, but worse. And that's the American version. But yeah, we got some movies. We got some movies here. We got Possessors on here. I'm probably gonna add Eraserhead back on here because I don't think I'm ever gonna make that fucking video that I want to make because I don't have time. Now that I'm a fucking manager, and I have to actually work, so you know. But you know, what are you gonna do, huh?
That's life.
It's it's life. You know, you get the bag, and then you get the sag because you get old. So that's how it works. But yeah, so thanks for coming along with us on this fucking Grudge journey that took way longer than it was supposed to. But we're still on track for summer.
Yeah.
For Friday the 13th for summer camp, bitch. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Friday the 13th is next. I can't wait to watch a trashy fucking American slasher again. I can't fucking wait to dig into that Shout Factory box set that I got. Oh, brother, I can't wait to complain about the fact that Nightmare on Elm Street doesn't have a similar box set because nobody gives a fuck about Freddy Krueger except me.
I mean,
I love Freddy Krueger. I would kiss him on the mouth if I could. I love Freddy Krueger,
the
all
only
right?
box set I know about Nightmare on Elm Street is the one
Nightmare-
that just. Yeah, I said it
I'm
weird.
sorry. That was
The-
mean.
just that there's that one Blu-ray that's just like that red cover with him on it that looks cool, but there's no like extras to it.
Yeah, I think that's the one I got. And then I'm gonna have to buy the remake
Ugh.
for Nightmare on Elm Street when we get to that.
How not to do a remake?
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that, buddy. Oh boy, I can't wait. I also can't wait to get to the Friday the 13th remake because then I can say my favorite fun fact, which is that Michael Bay walked out of a screening of Friday the 13th, which he produced, by the way, because he said there was too much nudity and sex. And I'm like, have you never seen a Friday the 13th movie? Did you think there was... Also, you were the producer? You would have known about that already? Like, what? Michael Bay, all those Transformers movies, let me tell you, they got to him. He's not directing the new one, is he?
No,
Who's directing the new one? Do you know?
I don't know.
Just some fucking gun for hire, probably.
All I know is I just want to see the robots because this is by far the worst human cast choice ever.
Unicron. Can't wait for Unicron.
Unicron.
He's gonna show up and just fucking jack off on everybody, just like he did in the animated series. Just like he did in the animated series, or I guess in the animated movie. What'd you think that song "You Got the Touch, You Got the Power" was about, huh? Come on, Orson Welles. You know he just had to get one more out before he died. Still fucking mind-boggling that he is Unicron in that. But anyway, I digress. Thanks for joining us on this Grudge journey.
Yeah.
You know, it was a fucking mess. It took way longer than we wanted it to, but we're at the other side of it now. And next time you hear from us will be Friday the 13th.
Yes.
Finally,
The
iconic slasher that didn't start at all, but really started the trashy slasher trend of the 80s, which is a trend that I adore with all my heart because there's nothing more fun than watching a bunch of teenagers fuck each other and get murdered.
I just keep remembering.
Teenagers played by adults, by the way. I need to stress that. I need to
yeah.
stress that. I need to stress that they're played by adults. They're not played by teens. I need to stress that they're played by adults. Okay? All right. Cool.
I just keep thinking of that goofy scene now where he like lifts his mask up for a second and like does that weird smile at the girl.
And which one?
I think 2,
Is that in 2?
because he just has the bag over his head.
Yeah,
in the
that's
first
2.
one.
That's 2. That's 2.
And then
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, it's you. It can't be you.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Oh, little Jason. Little Voorhees. Little baby Voorhees. Oh, my God, I can't wait. I'm actually excited to watch these movies. Oh, my God. Because here's the thing. I've never, outside of Jason X, I have never seen a full Friday the 13th movie. I've seen bits and pieces of every film in the franchise. Pretty sure I've seen all the kill counts. Pretty sure I've seen all the last drive-in footage from Joe Bob Briggs. I've seen all that shit, but I've never actually watched them. Nightmare on Elm Street I have watched all back-to-back at one point. And, they're of varying degrees of quality.
Okay,
but
so we're opposites on that. I've seen every Friday the 13th, but haven't seen every Nightmare on Elm Street movie all the way through.
So this is going to be a very fun series. I can't wait. I'm actually excited. Woo! I'm actually very happy. Very happy. But yeah, so join us next time when we talk about Friday the 13th. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter, I guess, if you want. I don't know. I don't really care anymore at this point. I don't even post anymore. I just kind of lurk and like pictures of people and stupid memes. That's the only thing Twitter's good for right now is pictures of pretty people and memes.
Go look at my Twitch. Give me a reason to get on it.
Oh, Justin, you do it for the love of the game, not for the viewers, brother. You got to do it for the love of the game.
Well, I gotta fix all my settings and to make everything balanced.
We can stream. When are we gonna stream Gears 5? Fuck it. So you can see my KD just be shit.
Shit.
Or we can stream Halo. We can stream anything, bro. It'll be fun. But yeah, now that you're I don't have to go to bed as early anymore because I go in whenever I want and I leave whenever I want. It's very nice. But I don't go in whenever I want. I go in like somewhere between 8 and 9 usually. I think the latest I've gone in is 9, and that was post Coheed because I was fucking exhausted and I didn't go to sleep until like 1:30. But yeah, so thanks for joining us.
Hope you enjoyed the Grudge, people who wanted it.
Don't say that like you're mad at them.
I'm not mad at them. I'm just saying that.
I'm glad y'all got what y'all wanted.
They got what they wanted.
We suffered for you, as we will continue to do for you, because we are your goblins. We are your friends. We are your gargoyles.
If you want us to watch Leprechaun, we will.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. We're going to do Friday and Nightmare. We're going to do another poll. After that poll, we're doing Scream. Because
Scream.
I want to, or Child's Play. So here's what I'm thinking. It depends on what we put on the poll. What I'm thinking for the future is we do one that we want to do, then we do a poll, then we do one we want to do, then we do a poll. I really want to do Scream because I love Scream so much.
And I've only watched the first movie.
So I really want to do Scream.
And I think the second one.
So Scream is a ways away, but that's going to be after our next poll, which again, hopefully these will be more consistent now because Justin is free on weekends and I am free on weekends. So I think hopefully we'll be able to kind of churn these out more. Also, it's been a year, by the way. It's been a year. I don't think it's been a year since our first upload, but it's been a year since we first started recording.
2 more days, our first upload will have been a year.
That was, and you know, we have a very small following, but
Thanks.
I mean, it's a following nonetheless.
I mean, 22 subscribers on YouTube and however many people listen.
I'm super grateful for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm grateful for anything we get, honestly, and I am happy that y'all listen to us, even if you don't listen to the whole thing. I'm happy that you listen to us.
The Facebook page doesn't have a lot of followers, but it has some decent traffic on it, so
that's good.
People are seeing it.
That's good, and I'm glad that hopefully we make you laugh. Hopefully we make you cringe. Hopefully we make you smile. Hopefully we're a good part of your day.
Maybe we're just some background noise, but at least we do something.
You know
for
what? That's fine with me, brother. Some of the best movies are good background noise sometimes. So, you know, what is a podcast if not background noise?
Yeah, right.
Honestly. So, yeah, you know, learn to swim and, you know, just keep on trucking, everybody. And, you know, we'll catch you next time, Friday the 13th. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.